This is GBGR. I am Eli Cook, and this is Bryson Sleppy. I'll let him say it by himself.
Yeah, my name's Bryson Sleppy, if you all didn't know that.
He's a big boy. So, this is our very first podcast.
Slash videocast.
We're still working out everything, but it's going great so far. You already heard my amazing composition on my fancy laptop. I made that all by myself because I'm amazing.
We're here to talk to you, the student body, about Anderson sports. So, this GBGR will be our weekly Anderson sports report.
And it's going to go smoothly because we know everything there is to know about sports.
We know absolutely everything that there is to know about sports, and commentating and talking in general, because we're those kinds of people.
Yeah, that's actually my major. My major is sports commentary, and with a it's an emphasis on football. So that's actually that's going to be the first one that we talk about is the football game.
I thought the first one we were going to talk about was a soccer game on Friday. But yes, my major is also sports commentary with a emphasis on frisbee and golf. So, should we get into the soccer game on Friday?
No. Actually, okay, so we were only there for the first half.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, the second half was identical because they scored 2 points against us both times. It was 3. Was it 3-0 or 4-0?
The total score was 4-0.
Okay.
They scored 2 in the first half, which we saw those 2 goals, and they scored 2 in the second half. This was Oberlin, by the way. It's male soccer, for all you uncultured folk who didn't know that. I mean, for the first half we were there, it just looked like there was a lack of strategy. You know, I feel like that's a recurring theme with this soccer team. There's a lack of strategy.
That's also true. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to agree with you there.
We weren't really there for a whole lot of the game. We totally forget what happened during that game. But I think our boys play with a lot of heart, and I think that's all you can ask for a team like that. D3 men's soccer. What a sport. So the next game we went to was soccer versus Heidelberg. Men's soccer versus Heidelberg. That was Saturday.
Anderson versus Heidelberg.
Anderson versus Heidelberg. Yes, that was our team. That's the team we're talking about here is Anderson University. Well, it's just what I have in my notes, you know, okay. But Anderson University men's soccer versus Heidelberg. And if I'm not correct, Heidelberg's mascot, they are the student princes. Princes, like prince, like the male prince, but plural.
That sounds like princesses. Princess. The student princess. Soccer princess. And also, okay, it was a pretty fun game to watch, just because of, like, I was actually paying attention this time. I think soccer is a very beautiful sport, and I want to thank them all for that great performance we saw.
So a little background on Heidelberg University, because I come from the great area of Northwest Ohio, which Heidelberg is also in. They are a liberal arts college in Tiffin, Ohio, which is one of 2 colleges in Tiffin, Ohio, Tiffin University and Heidelberg. Heidelberg is mainly known for their arts programs, but recently they've been wanting to add to that beautiful, what do you call it? Their little, a resume. We're college students, we already forget what words are that are very important later in life. Resume. They're trying to add to their resume to be a more athletic school. So I went...
Art and athlete goes together. Art and athlete goes together perfectly. It's got the same letters in the name.
Yeah. Art, they both start with an A. They both start with A. So I took a visit there. I actually got, I think I recall, 4 girls' numbers from the one trip and a Snapchat. I was very impressed with myself. There's a giant statue of a squirrel in one of their buildings there, which I will insert the picture now. Take a look at this beautiful squirrel and my friend DJ Dubtronic. So, why is there a squirrel? That's a human-sized squirrel. Why do you think that a college would have a giant statue of a squirrel?
It's just looking for nuts to store for the winter, man. I think that, honestly, we're all just trying to survive in this difficult time. There's a famine going on. I think you just need to leave the squirrel out of this.
I mean, it could be survival of the fittest. He's trying to find shelter through the fall, the wind, but they're the student princes, not the student squirrels. So, you ever think about that?
I actually didn't.
I didn't either. So do they this squirrel? It really gets me. It's an impressive statue of a squirrel, and honestly, I think it's awesome.
What's even more awesome is their soccer team.
They are. Good transition.
Look at that transition.
Look at that transition.
See, because we're doing what Heidelberg is doing. They're transitioning from art to sports.
Yeah, but we're
it's
transitioning.
It's a big metaphor. We transitioned from squirrels to sports, which is kind of the same thing.
True. And, I think we're transitioning our athletic program to be more on the up.
I think so.
You think so? Yeah.
We lost by 3 instead of 4.
No.
This one was 2.
It was 2. Yeah, it was 2
yeah,
nothing.
So it was actually same deal, 1 point per
half,
which was, that's excusable. I was on a soccer game. We lost by 12 once. That was not fun. So I can imagine the frustration there. But again, it was the lack of strategy for corner kicks specifically, and then also the other team had this really fast dude. He was speedy, man, and they had a dude named Kinky.
His name was Kiki, not Kinky. There was no N in that word. So to go with your lack of strategy, there was also a certain player who, he wasn't really dropping. He had so many open drops, but he wasn't dropping to those open players. Do you care to comment on that, Eli?
You just gotta be clumsy sometimes and drop the ball. You want it?
On a good note, though, I think we can both agree that the announcer of the soccer games is a great announcer. He really knows his stuff. He really knows how to use that microphone, unlike us. And he just really knows how to have an all-around good time with that soccer game and those soccer programs.
I think one of my favorite parts is how little he actually knew about soccer, but still managed to do it well. One time the goalie, the ball was just kind of rolling there, and he kind of stooped down to pick it up, and the announcer was like, and with a saving diving throw thingy that he caught the ball with and stopped us from getting a point scored against us. He was really into it.
He over-exaggerated. He exaggerated a lot.
He did exaggerate, and I think that's something that you need to do.
I think it really is something you need to do in soccer. Especially unlike, football, basketball. They're scoring, 4 points one game, 2 points the next game, and these games are going on for hours? You need to have fun with the game. And this guy knows how to have fun, and I thoroughly enjoyed that.
I actually think that the lack of point scoring is cool, because it actually means something when they get a sport.
Yeah.
When they get whatever makes them win. Instead of football, where it's you go into a little square on the field.
They're getting points, they're making free throws in football, right?
That's home runs. You're thinking of hockey.
No, hockey's
No.
No, hockey's where you kick the ball into that net.
Hockey, you have sticks, and you hit people.
Yeah. No, that's rugby.
Well, anyway, somehow you get 7 points.
You get points.
You get 7 points for doing absolutely nothing except for fall over.
That's football, not football, which is what we're talking about here.
We're doing the football series right now.
We're doing the football series right now.
No.
We're doing the football series right now. So, also, I love soccer because these boys on both teams are so aggressive.
Oh, yeah.
But sometimes they got a little too aggressive. If I recall, there was some bad language in this game. We are Anderson University. People don't cuss at us. We don't cuss at other people. Bad language is not good.
Yeah, I mean, especially I think if you take into account that we're a Christian university, there should be no profanity at all. Like, it was very shocking to my ears when I think it was like the first yellow card. There was
one of the first yellow
There's
cards.
some potty mouths out there on the field. Also, there's some violence. Like, there was almost a fight. Like,
Yeah.
I got out my camera and I was about to get some dink footage, but unfortunately that didn't go down.
No.
I think if we were watching hockey, it would have been a little bit more exciting.
Yeah. I mean, I am all for aggression and passion, but when you bring those profanic words into stadiums full of parents and kids and young bystanders in a Christian campus, that does not bode well with me.
I honestly think it's symbolic of the end times, is our desensitization to just utter vulgarity. It's just appalling how broken and fallen our world has become. So also, talking about broken and fallen, this dude just almost plowed some people over. Which is how the first yellow card, by the way, okay, so there were 2 yellow cards.
2.
One for each team, which is great. I think that they're definitely not playing towards one team over the other.
No, the refs were they were equally bad.
The refs were equally bad. One was really chubby. I would say chubby. He was thick with 4 C's. Could not run.
4 C's.
But he was the ref on the field, so he was supposed to be doing the running, and as a result, calls that didn't make any sense happened.
I'm stealing this from you. These calls that didn't make any sense were from a lack of running, like Eli already said, but it was beautiful. Since we stayed at, it stayed pretty consistent. The refs were not favoring one team over the other because they weren't moving. They were just at center field the whole time.
I don't even know if they knew there was a sports game going on. They probably were just taking a leisurely stroll and happened to be waving their flags. Because one of them was like just blowing his whistle at random times.
Yeah.
He would just, like say, "Oh, look, I can make bird sounds with my mouth." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. The ref dropped his whistle a few times too. Like, dude, I was a soccer ref for 1 year. Surprisingly, I was a soccer ref. I don't think I dropped my whistle once. If you drop your whistle, that's a sign of unprofessionalism. And we do not want that in NCAA Division III athletics.
He made up for it, though, with their yellow cards. That was pretty ballsy.
I feel like those yellow cards were pretty ballsy. So one of them I recall was for bad language. And
Yes.
one of them was for, I think it was on an Anderson player. Was it? When he went
No.
into the other guy?
Well,
I think
now I don't remember. Okay, so the very first one was on the Heidelberg
Yes.
because he plowed some dude into the benches and he broke his hip or something against the
Yeah, that was
metal.
real.
That
That was
looked
nasty.
painful. So he got really pissed off and he was like, "Yo, what do you think you're doing, boy?" And then
they
there
started
was some
ruffling around and
Yeah, they
bad
started-
profanic language that we don't want here.
Can they? I don't think they can hear you in the mic. So you're
They can.
you're
They
just
can.
They can.
Yeah, we're cool here. We got this all figured out.
Huh.
Yeah,
Brilliant.
yeah, I'm brilliant.
So yeah, some bad things started happening. I was covering my eyes like, "Oh, I can't see this. I'm a Christian." And so, yellow card number 1 happened. I don't remember what happened for yellow card number 2. It was against. I think they're okay. So, shoot, yeah, I don't remember.
Yeah, so let's just move on after that. Yeah, we already talked about the lack of good reffing. Players were just tripping over themselves. They seemed really tired by the end of the game. But that's soccer for you. They're long games, and a lot of those players I noticed were just playing the whole entire game. So then we go to the football game versus North Park, which, for those of you that don't know where North Park is, it's a inner city school in Chicago. First thing I'm going to say about this. The football announcer was not as good as the soccer announcer.
Yeah, he was more monotonous and probably absolutely terrified to be announcing. I don't know why, but it was kind of embarrassing. He was like kind of mumbling and being completely boring. You really need to hype up football, because I'm uneducated in the football realm, and I was completely bored the entire time. I did get a girl's Instagram.
He did. I'm very proud of this man.
I'm stepping out of my introverted bubble. But you really gotta hype it up, because there's just people on a field and they're like crashing into each other. That's basically it. He just silenced me. I'm gonna let this guy tell you all about what this means after this quick commercial break. I don't have anything that's sponsoring us, and I don't want to lie, so.
Yeah, we have no sponsors. We're poor. We're poor college students. So this. It's
Paper
like
plates.
paper plates. Those are always good for you. But this. So, long story short, we're sitting in the stands, and this girl, I didn't even know that she goes to Anderson.
Does she even go here?
I don't think she even goes to Anderson.
That was the thing. I remember.
Yeah,
That was the thing.
she doesn't even go here, I don't think. I ask her, I'm like, or no. She makes me turn around. We're watching the game, we're focused on this game.
I love my football. I have my beer, I have my cat, I'm just sitting there and I'm watching the football, and I see Bryson turn around, and there's this girl.
So I turn around, I'm focused, I'm looking at the dogs on the field, they're running around chasing that ball. And she's like, excuse me, sir, but can you ask me can you tell me where the concession stand is? I'm like, excuse me? Who? I don't know where the concession stand is. You think I'm fat or something? Do you think I go to the concession stand all the time?
No.
Oh, I better not see you say yes. So I'm like, you know what? No, I don't know where the concession stand is. And then I hear the announcer, who is not as good as a soccer announcer. He's like, if any of you want these dollar hot dogs and burgers and other grilled things, then go down to the concession stand, which is right underneath these stands. So I look down and, whoa, there's a building there. That must be the concession stand. I turn around, and being the nice, polite man I am, chivalrous man I am, I say, excuse me, I think the concession stand is right underneath these seats, these bleachers. And she just looks at me, gets her hand like this, does this little motion with these three fingers together, this other thing down here, her thumb, those three fingers slowly touch the thumb, if you can see what I'm doing. But the thumb stays up. No, not the thumb, the pinky.
The thumb touches.
The thumb touches, the pinky stays up like she's like in Britain drinking tea. But she's not. And I think she was telling me to shut up.
You forgot the smart aleck comment you made, in which she responded with, "Does he even go here?" How do you actually? I wanted to ask this. Did that leave any emotional scar?
It did leave some emotional scar, yes. My heart was hurting very much.
And this is why we need to stop bullying in Anderson University. I think bullying has become a big problem, starting with maybe obscene hand gestures and other profane languages used against. He's paying a lot of money to go here. I think you need to respect that.
I think we're all paying a lot of money to go here, and I think bullying should not be allowed on any college campus, let alone a Christian Church of God college campus.
I think her parents are paying for it.
I don't think she's paying for it. I know I'm
paying for mine.
I'm paying for mine. I think I'm not stereotyping, but from the type of girl that she is, I think maybe her parents might be paying for it. Okay, let's actually get into this game. So you kick the ball in the net. No, that's basketball.
There was a dude kicking the ball in the net, though, and he scored us at least, I lost count, like he was on fire.
Did you know that dogs and birds are allowed in our football stadium? Dogs. There were a lot of doggos and puppers running around that stadium.
They were giving me a heckin' big scare.
Heckin's a bad word. You can't say that on campus like here. Don't say heckin'.
I'm pretty darn sorry, dude.
But there was also a big bird. Big bird. He was like almost as big as us.
It was actually a pretty decent sized. Him and the squirrel should be friends, honestly, if they're both human sized animals. But, you know, I'm afraid of birds, and so it was kind of creeping me out, honestly. I felt like he was, like, staring into my soul or something. I was trying to just enjoy the game, but he was, like, looking at me with those big eyes. Like, I know you. I know what you've done.
But I don't think he knows you or what you've done. What I've done. Yeah, I can't sing. Sorry.
Oh.
What are we talking about?
I don't know.
Football.
We're talking about football.
Sports ball. Go sports. Go. There was that one guy that we were talking about earlier. He was kicking the ball into that net, and he kept getting a lot of points. Like, I think we might have got like 50 points from that guy just standing there and kicking the ball in the net.
Unfortunately, the refs didn't see it, so it was a pretty unfair game in that aspect. And so the other team ended up winning, but they didn't win because one got kicked out of the game. And that was probably the best pun I've made in my entire comedy career.
I think you should just give me the mic. Your puns are not as good as my dad jokes, so let's get on with it. Number one did get kicked out of the game.
Yeah.
What was that for? The unsportsmanlike conduct? Yeah. He was targeting one of our players. You don't target an Anderson University Raven.
I don't know what targeting means. What does targeting mean, Bryson?
I think targeting, Eli, is when a certain player, number one, on the one team sees somebody on the other team and he's like, I want to hit him. So he goes and hits him the next play. I think it's as simple as that. But I guess the refs can like read minds.
And
They just know who you're trying to hurt.
They just can see the malicious inner city aggression.
Maybe not all those boys are from the inner city.
I mean, maybe some of them are from the suburbs.
I think so. But yeah, those refs did do a much better job than the soccer refs.
One thing I noticed, the difference between football and soccer refs is that the football refs have been trained to run. And I think that's really helpful for the fairness of the game. I think that if they incorporated running into the ref's strategy for soccer, that would probably benefit the entire enjoyment of the game. Don't you think so?
I think so. I thoroughly enjoyed the refs of the football game. There were multiple times that they didn't even like the announcer, so they spoke above the announcer, which was some pretty good times. Now football. Yeah, we lost. We lost a lot of points.
Staying with the character of myself, I left halfway through the game of this one as well.
He got a girl's Instagram.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I left with that girl.
He left with the girl that he got the Instagram from, and he DM'd her. So here's my
She
pro
named
tip.
me, and it was with a bunch of other friends that we just ate ice cream and hung out.
So you're friend zone. Here's Bryson's pro tip of the day. Eli, do you care to hold the mic for me while I explain my pro tip of the day?
You need hand gestures?
I do, because this is the emoji pro tip of the day. Guys, when you're DMing a girl, and you're on Instagram or Snapchat or however you get that DM, don't knock on our door, we're busy.
It's maybe Aaron.
Yeah, we're busy.
Dang.
It was not Aaron, his roommate. So when you're DMing a girl here, and you're just like, I want to slide in those DMs as smooth as a train. I like trains. Meow. Okay, So you're trying to be like the smooth guy, like almost as smooth as me and Eli here. Pro tip of the day. All you have to do is say, hey, with the monkey covering its eyes emoji. Girls think that's the cutest thing. Girls, don't listen to this because, you know, I don't want you to like reverse psychology us guys. So, yeah, guys, listen to me. Monkey covering its eyes. Eli didn't do that the first time. It took her a long time to respond. But if you do that, a girl, she might be at a football game. Checking her phone. She's like, oh, this guy just DM'd me, but he didn't use a good emoji. Or she'd keep checking her phone and she'd be like, oh, dang. He just used the monkey covering its eyes emoji. I want to DM him right now. And he is getting my number tonight.
I think he's the one doing the D'ing. She can't D people.
But she can DM people.
Okay. Yeah, see, I think my problem was I didn't do the monkey covering the eyes good.
Yeah, that's definitely your first problem. I'm sorry, I'm bad at acronyms. Second pro tip of the day, because this show is almost over.
I'll do that one.
Okay. Eli has our cooking pro tip of the day.
Because my last name is Cook. So.
Oh man.
So this is how you stay healthy in college. So you take your ramen noodles.
And I have an example.
Are we gonna make ramen noodles right here for them?
No, we're not.
Okay, so this is what ramen noodles are.
If you didn't know what ramen noodles look like, that's like the pork flavored ramen noodles.
But
not as good as the shrimp flavored.
There's like other flavors too. There's not just pork. Like you can probably have teriyaki flavored ramen.
Yeah.
But so you don't put in all of the special sauce.
No, not all the special sauce.
You don't put.
You only put like 75% of the special sauce in there.
Because it's too much sodium otherwise. Who gave us that tip?
I think that was Chef Bryson who gave us that tip.
Oh, that was you.
It was me.
Oh.
I think so. But the health services, which are also behind Myers Hall, they don't want us going there with heart attacks for eating too much sodium. I don't want to have a heart attack. I'm paying for my student college tuition. I should not have to pay for a heart attack either.
I agree.
So that is our cooking pro tip of the day. Football. Football. It's a good sport. It's a fun sport. Now let's see what Anderson has coming up next week for us to check out.
Because this is going to be a thing that we do every week. It's going to be lit and cool, or whatever kids are saying these days.
Let's check our Anderson application on our very smart smartphones. And we go to events. Wow. For all you volleyball players tomorrow, all you volleyball players, tomorrow is the Labor Day volleyball tournament. Be there or be square, which is the opposite of a volleyball.
It's also because you're not around.
That was funny.
Yeah, it's also Labor Day tomorrow.
Yeah, Labor Day is also tomorrow. Then Saturday. No, it's not Saturday. It might be Saturday. September 7th is definitely not a Saturday.
No, that's a Thursday.
That's a Thursday. Women's soccer hosts Trine University. I forget what Trine's mascot is, but I think they're like Thunder.
Or like a triangle.
Yeah, they're the Thunder, pretty sure.
Triangle.
So they host Trine. That should be a good game, and we might actually be at that game.
Yes.
Probably, maybe. I don't know.
I might leave halfway through.
He'll probably leave halfway through like every single other game he goes to. Then the next day, September 8th, our boys play soccer, and they host Wittenberg, which is a very hard word to say. Wittenberg. Sounds very German, just like Heidelberg.
There's a lot of burgers out there. Birds.
Yeah.
No, that wasn't even supposed to be fun. I was just... Actually, I lived close to a Hamburg. It was Hamburg County, and I lived close to that. It was pretty cool.
I'm stealing your mic. Hamburg makes me think of hamburgers, which are very yum yum in my tum tum. Just like our sponsor for today, Chalky Milk.
So I know there's a lot of controversy on chalky milk, and I think that honestly the marketplace should really pander to both sides. They should have chocolate milk and chalky milk, because some people want the chalky free milk because they just don't agree with the way it sounds. So I think if they have chalky free milk and chalky milk, that would appeal to both health people, health sides.
Because I'm a huge advocate for chalky milk. But when somebody comes up and asks me and offers me a glass of chocolate milk, I get triggered. But then I know people that are huge advocates of chocolate milk, which I can barely say. And when somebody offers them some chalky milk like me, they get triggered. So what do we do about this situation?
I think if you have both chalky milk and chocolate milk in the cafeteria, I think I know who you're referring to. I think you're adding somebody, and that's Josh, your roommate. He's a hot dude. He's so in right now.
My roommate Josh is a very attractive dude, and we might actually have him on the show someday, sporting those amazing booty shorts that he wore at Disco Dancing and Donuts. And if you didn't see him, you weren't at Disco Dancing and Donuts, because Josh was a madman on that dance floor. But he's a huge advocate for chocolate milk, but not chalky milk.
And I think it's great that celebrities are kind of getting involved in this thing. They're kind of like raising awareness for the struggle that chocolate milk drinkers and chalky milk drinkers are facing, because there's just so much adversity, and we really need to broaden the horizons of diversity within the milk drinkers.
I agree. Okay, so our last topic of the night. Women's soccer on Saturday and men's soccer on Saturday. 2 games. One at 12 a.m., one at 3 p.m., back to back. Women's soccer hosts Bethel University, which I've never heard of before in my life. And men's soccer hosts Blackburn University, and it's also Men's Soccer Parents' Day. I've never heard of Blackburn University either. Would you like to see, tell me how you think these games this week might play out?
I've never heard of Parent Day. Do they bring their parents?
That's why those girls' soccer, apparently, that girls' soccer game the other day, yesterday, was Parent Day for the girls' soccer team. And that's why there was so much food.
Oh.
Because there's no concession stand at soccer games. So remember that. No concession stand at soccer games, but there are restrooms. And I think that is all we have for tonight. Until next Monday
I forgot to
morning.
answer your question.
I don't care.
You can edit it.
I don't care.
Oh, okay. We'll just edit that question out.
You all can answer that question. Until next week, I'm Bryson.
And I'm your boy, Eli.
And God bless, go Ravens, #MyAUStory. And don't forget to use the app.